What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We're going to be getting this body ready for paint today. Just start the prepping on it. Decided what color I'm going to go with. It's just going to be a simple one color paint job. I'm not going to do any kind of stripes or anything on this one. Although I did debate doing it with myself for quite a while. I thought about doing some striping, but I'm not. I am actually not going to be using the wheels that are on this car now. I've decided against that. I want to go with something that's a little retro, maybe mid-70s to early to mid-80s vibe is what I should be able to accomplish whenever this car is complete. The purpose of this video is to get this body ready for paint. So this will be a multi-piece video, although contained into one complete package here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it, and we're going to start by cutting out all of the window masks. Now, with this body, you could either run clear windows, or there are decals to just lay over the windows all around the car. Kind of gives it a tinted window look, but I'm going to go with the clear windows on this thing because at some point, if you can see with the way the actual depth of the chassis, there might be a possibility to do maybe a half of an interior in this thing. Who knows? With that, the only contention is the body post in the back. But there's ways to do this. I could stop an interior about halfway. I'm not sure yet. I'm considering doing so, and if I do it, it'll have to be done out of Lexan. But as I said, let's get started. We're going to get these all cut out and get them ready to lay in, and then we'll lay them in, and then finally we'll get this thing painted, and then we'll take the film off and see what we got. Let's go. All right, guys, so these are all the masking I'm going to be using for it, and I've got them cut out, and I've got them cut out as best as I can. And so now it's time to start laying them in this body and getting closer to laying the paint down. So let's get at it. This is the tricky part. A lot of guys are kind of intimidated by putting these together, putting these masks in these bodies, and it can be a little intimidating on sometimes because of the complex curves and or complex angles and the radiuses and whatnot that some of these bodies have. Now this one isn't too bad. We got a little bit of a radius on the windshield. That's nothing to worry about. The biggest thing when you go to put these window masks in these bodies is to just take your time. Take your time. It's not a race, and the more time you take on it, the better the outcome is going to be. Now, what I'm going to start on is just the side window over here. And one thing that I try to do whenever I put window mask on is I never take the entire mask off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it back maybe a quarter of the way, sometimes half the way, depending on the size of the mask. We got it folded back upon itself like such, as you can see. And then all I'm going to do is take the body. This is going to be kind of hard because of the way everything is set. And I'm going to try to lay this in the best I can, just initially. You can take them off and put them back if you need to. But like such. And I can tell that my lines, or that the way I laid it in is not going to work. So I pulled it back up and laid it back down and kind of work it into where that piece of trim would be. And then we'll flip it over and just check my lines and see that I'm running somewhat true, right? And so it shouldn't be that big of an issue to get the rest of it in there. So what I'm going to do now is turn it back over, go ahead and pull the rest of the mask off, and then just try to work it in, using the bottom of this window as a guide, right? And so then work out any air right there. Again, flip her over. We're ridiculously close. I need to pull it down a little bit here at the front, and then it should be okay. So let me find my handy dandy. Everybody picks on me for using this old flat blade screwdriver. I mean, this thing has been together for a long time. So, and I apologize, I can't get you guys right here in the shot But I'm going to work this thing because they are a little bit pliable. Yeah. Again, pull it back up, pull it down where it runs on that line, and then work up the decal or the window mask, decal, window decal, whatever you want to call this thing. Just work out all of the air that I possibly can, and then same thing here, try to push out any air there. Got a little piece there I need to cut off, and that's nothing major. But as you can see, it's in the window opening. Should turn out decent. Let me cut this little piece off, and we'll go ahead and lay the rest of them in, and then we'll get this thing ready for some color. The thing, don't get intimidated if your mask don't sit right in the line if you have a little area where it needs to be, but it's not, because a lot of times the window decals are going to cover this anyway, cover those gaps. So don't get intimidated, and don't let a bunch of hobby purists that think that their stuff is sweeter than yours, tell you any different. If they do, just simply tell them,
ladies and gentlemen, kiss my ass.
This is the part I don't like. This is do or die right here, because once it's in there, it's in there. It's a TS34 red. All right. And so here goes nothing. Now the reason why I'm letting it hang is because it's a little chilly outside, and I don't like to hold the bodies whenever I'm painting, because I've had in the past, like if I'm holding the top or something, the paint will sometimes show where you've had your hands, and I don't understand why, but it does, or it has. So I'm going to do light coats. That's one coat, and then we'll come back and hit it some more, and we'll pull that film shortly. So just put another coat on it, and you can see it's starting to darken up a little bit. I'm not sure about a backing color just yet. I don't have any white, or I don't have enough white, so I am not sure what we're going to do there. I think the paint color is going to come out okay. Now, I apologize for sitting on top of a red damn table, but right now, super bright. I know I need to back it up with something. I'm not sure what color I'm going to back it up with. I don't want to do a black because that's really going to darken it up. So my backing colors right now are more or less going to be white or silver. But for now, the paint's actually looking pretty good. I just got to let it dry for a little bit. Throw another color of red behind it just to make sure everything is covered. And then we'll throw the backing cover on it, and it'll be time to pull that mask off. So now I've got the paint backed up. I just used a silver. Let's see, what is it? PS12 silver. Laid 2 coats in there, really, really light, and then worked it in with the old handy dandy Conair on low heat to get everything to dry. So now I'm going to let it sit for just a minute, and then I'm going to pull the window mask, and finally we'll turn this body over and pull the film and see the finished product. But there we are so far. Been a simple process. Guys, here it is. This is the moment I've been waiting on. I'm hoping if you made it this far in the video, you have been waiting on it also. Also, if you've made it this far, I hope you consider subscribing. If you do, click the notification bell, and every time I do something on here, I'll let you know. How about that? So without any further ado, let's pull this film and see what we got, man. If I can get me a place started back here. Man. Oh, wow. What a pretty color. It was a PS34 red. Let me put it on the chassis real quick. Look at that with the chrome. Mind you, still got to put the bumpers on both ends. Put the headlight buckets in this. This car is definitely going to have headlights and taillights. And then put all the decals on it. And this thing will be ready to rock and roll and get on the road. Now, again, I'm not going to run these wheels. I got another set of wheels I'm trading with the Bulldog for. And hopefully I'll be able to pick those up in the next night or so. And include that on the next video, the finish up video. Yeah, sure looks good. Gotta get the masks off the tail lights. Here, as you can see, I forgot to get those off, but yes, sir, I can live with that. Actually looks pretty good with that old Mercedes. So there we are. We're in paint now, and the only things left to do are the final touches. That's the decals. Put the light buckets on the front, light buckets on the rear, and hopefully add the LED kit at the same time. And then install the ESC, tie everything into the receiver, and put this car out there on the road and get some decent run video for this thing. So look for another video pretty soon. Think about that, Bulldog. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. You guys take good care. Hope you're happy, healthy, and we'll see you on the next video. Later.